Hey guys, and welcome to the NPL Season 6 Preseason Weekly Podcast. I'm your friendly Birb. I live in Sydney, therefore I must be Gypsy King. I'm joined by the amazing other person that he lives in Europe, so must be Netherlands, that Hera.
Yo, what's up guys? My name is Hera Crossnight, and I am going to be one of the hosts for the weekly podcast here, and we still have another person here with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my good sir.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie. I'm trying up here with the weekly podcast. So with this, we will be going over stuff that's happening, in the whole NPL each week. Just talking about standings and stuff, all the games that happened, all sorts of fun stuff happening in this super fun and awesome podcast.
Yeah, so
Shadow should also be joining us. He just unfortunately couldn't make it this week, but I'm sure he'll be on in future weeks. So yeah, you guys can wait out for that.
Yeah, they're I think 5 or maybe 6 people in total that are gonna be here, and then we'll just kind of be switching every week, and
We'll be
just kinda getting
rotating.
whatever.
Yeah, and then we might have a special
Probably around
guest.
3 people a week. Yeah, that too. So
it really
probably
depends.
around, I think 3 people each week around now.
Really depends if we get time zone blocked, because considering we're on 3 very different time zones, I think it spans
Yeah.
14, more than 20 hours apart from one another. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is
So we're gonna have
wild.
lots of fun.
Yeah, recording this slate is definitely fun for me, but we should just probably kick into it. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
let's get into it.
Yep.
All right, so first thing we'll be discussing is, of course, last season. We cannot talk about this. We cannot speak in this podcast without aborting, of course, last season. So, what do you think? What do you guys think were the main moments, you could call it that, of last season?
I think the biggest moment was let me set the scene, right? This unknown Aussie, right? It's just in the bush, because that's where all Aussies live, right? We just all live in the bush, because we don't know what houses are, right? Don't know what colonialism is. We all just live in the bushes, and there's 2 people, right? And I can only see one way, and right, the only way it works. So unless you're in Australia, you cannot see another Aussie. It's we're camouflage, right? It's all in the bush. We get this new guy, right? And Jot's like, "Hey man, I don't know if you Aussies yet have discovered the internet." And this other man's like, "Maybe we have. I'm not entirely sure." And plugs blue cable into this weird techno gizmo, and we still don't know how he does it. But that man, he's just I don't know, comes out of nowhere. It's like the Undertaker for the first time. You don't know where he's come from, but he's got a troubled past. We don't know what his past is, but apparently it's quite troubled. And you just hear for the first time, "Hey guys, this is Gypsy King here." And he then takes the most memeiest of picks, which isn't a fantasy to a final, being what he caught in his breadbasket the other day with his fishing rod, being a sunfisk. And he takes that sunfisk to the championship, wins it, undefeated. Oh my lord. It's like a national hero. I've heard he's being voted as Australian of the Year. That Gypsy King going undefeated for the whole season was definitely one of the highlights.
What a lord. What a guy. That was crazy.
What a lord and savior.
Yeah, keep in mind this was said by another Aussie, so that's fantastic. That's amazing. But yeah, obviously you can't, last season, obviously the main point was some dude, like you said, didn't really know him from anywhere. I didn't know him from anywhere besides he got, before the NPL. And then he came in, and he took the league by storm. And he went 12-0, and then he became championship. He won the championship with the Stunfisk. Yeah, so that's definitely, it's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. It was
I can't believe it.
Yeah, it was pretty neat to see the development, because he won week 1, then went week 2, and then week 3, week 4, and we all thought oh, he's obviously going to lose at some point. And then he fought Maddie, and he beat Maddie, and that's after that we knew he was the real deal, and he went on and won the championship without no loss, and most importantly with a Stunfisk on his team.
Yeah, I think week 9 was very dubbed very well as the Clash of the Titans. That was a match that I think all of us will never forget, because I don't want to try to type up a league and kid the old, "Oh my god, you're just saying it, the NPL's the best league ever," but
we are.
Yeah,
No, I know.
I mean, you're not lying.
But two 8-0s going head to head against one another. I think in any league is an achievement to have but normally those leagues, it's a 5-0 v 5-0 or 4-0 v 4-0. I don't think there's many leagues that could say we had a week 9 where it was 8-0s going at it. But then at the same time, that same very week, we had 2 coaches at 0-8. And it was like the ultimate flip side.
Riz and Cypher.
Yeah, and Riz was obviously like a big surprise because later that like he went on and won the TBU. So it's like really surprising to see someone like with the caliber of Riz. Like Riz is a really good player, and he goes 0-8. That was kind of surprising, but thank God he picked it up at the end because it would have been kind of embarrassing.
He'd be able to pick up some wins in the end and get a decent record. But Riz is gonna come back strong this season.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, with his draft, he can do it.
Yeah, but I definitely think it was so. It just really showed the highs and the lows of last season. Those 2 comparisons. And like, you know, I think it was one of the strongest seasons last season. Like, for example, Jolt not making playoffs.
It was a tough one. You know, Jolt did not make playoffs.
Yeah, he didn't make playoffs on differential. That was crazy.
Kind of because of not the best luck for him, but you know,
definitely.
Still, things he probably could have done better. But that was
Jolt
great.
Jolt may pick the plays, but he can't pick the hacks.
And
good way to put it.
Poor thing, the hacks was against him. Like towards the end of the season, hacks was always against him. He lost like big matches to it, and then he missed out on playoffs, which is also like a really big surprise because you know Jolt is like he's never too far like from what you can expect from him. Like he's obviously, I mean, he is a great player, you know, and him not making playoffs is. But of course, if Jolt's not gonna make it to playoffs, then you know it's because of hacks. Hopefully this season his luck will be different because I kind of want to see that dude do something special. He kind of deserves a championship at this point.
Yep.
Because all he has is like half championships, and those don't count.
But yeah, so that was about all the stuff that we have for last season. So now if we want to start getting over to the to talk about some new stuff in season 6, if you guys are good with that.
Yeah. I mean, new gen obviously. So we could go over like the rules for this season since there's a few changes from last season. All right, so obviously something new that was introduced in Gen 7 were the Z moves. So how the NPL approach that, pretty sure all support Z moves are banned. So stuff like Z conversion and Z rain down, Z sunny day, all that stuff is banned. So only offensive Z moves are allowed. And at the end of the draft, each coach picked 3 mons to be like able to use Z moves at the end of the draft. So that way is like it's a little bit more balanced. You know, Z moves are cool. You kind of like test it out how they work in league play, see if they're too broken or not.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty decent way to kind of balance it out. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Z moves at the moment. Maybe because I haven't really used them all.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they'll probably be like good and like they're nice to just like be kind of good at some points. But, like I don't think they're broken. But it was kind of smart how we have it here with having 3 mons. That way, you know, it still adds some options, but it's not broken, and that every mon could have a Z move. Yeah.
Yeah, because that would just be way too hard to prepare for.
Yeah, that'd be really hard. But yeah.
But I still think. I kind of sorry to interrupt, but I still think that even though Z moves are allowed and you give it to 3 mons, there's some crazy mons out there with like some insane coverage. I think Z moves really limit walls this season. I think you see a lot of teams trying to run more bulky offense for hyper-offensive teams because of the fact that Z moves can break. So, like for example, a supersonic strike from a Thunderous can OHKO a Mega Missile. Things like that. I think that there's a lot of mods, for example, that Huron Black can really use it. Manaphy, Jiraj. All those mods that have extremely diverse move pools can really abuse Z moves regardless of. I think one thing you will see a lot coming up is protect. Like I think there'll be some random protects coming on from different coaches knowing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it wouldn't surprise me, for example, if you see a Mega Venusaur run protect to take a supersonic strike, and then the next turn, you know, synthesis back up. So I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see. I would be interested to see next season whether or not we ban Z moves that are 2-turn moves. So, for example, banning things that rely on Z move fly and Z move soul beam. Because I think that's another thing about Z move that makes it really hard and unpredictable. Moves like Skull Bash and all that can freely be used, which I think is a little bit broken, but at the same time, you have to adjust to each meta accordingly.
Of course. Something that I find interesting too is that the Z moves kind of add a stab to, not really add to a stab to offer, but let's take let's take Lander's Therian. You basically see it as a ground type because its flying type, like offensively, is not used at all because no one's gonna run fly. So that's something else that you can like kind of use because Z move fly. It would give it that reliable quote unquote stab, although you do lose like the item. But still, if you need to, like you said, like punch through a Mega Venusaur, you could just pack that because it would be stab, and you basically have like a stronger fly. So it's better than Power Herb, and it boosts the power of fly. So that's like it gives you a reliable stab. So that's pretty cool as well. We can move talk about the mons that we banned.
Yeah.
Also to mention, this was in open draft, unlike last season. Last season we had points. No, a total of points. You had to draft 11 mons and whatnot. But this season we just did an all-out
this draft.
Yeah, so if you see some pretty broken drafts, don't be too surprised because that's bound to happen. But the things that we banned, coming into this new gen, we banned Pheromosa, Power Construct on Zygarde, and Battle Bond Greninja. I think that's pretty much it. And then the old usual stuff are banned, like Aegislash, Genesect, and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Ooze. Yep.
We do allow Landorus Eye, right?
No, Landorus Eye is still banned, but due to majority vote, Kang was the
right. Yeah, that was something that we voted on.
Mega Latias, I think, one of the
Mega Latias banned. Mega Latios is allowed though.
Yeah, Mega Latias proved to be clutch last season. It was MVP last season, I'm pretty sure, on a team that went 3-8. It got 12 kills. So that just goes to show how broken Mega Latias can be. So we banned that thing as well. And also Mega Kangaskhan is allowed. So that's pretty neat. We voted on it, even though with the nerf. I think it's still, when you take into consideration it can seismic toss, then yes, I'd say it's broken. But outside of that, of course it still gets +2 from Power Punch, but the nerf is 125 right now, instead of doing 1.5 does 1.25.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still definitely usable, of course. It's still broken as all hell. I'm just kind of curious to see how it does this season, see if we're going to allow it next season, or see if we're going to ban it. It's not going to be pretty interesting to see.
Yep. So next we have the ones that left from last season. There were 5 coaches that left from last season. Yeah. So if you guys want to read that off, or if I should.
Burb, I think you want to take this one, Burb.
Yeah, Burb's got stories.
Can I do the coaches? Can I do the coaches? I'm doing the coaches.
Yeah, that's what we've been waiting for.
Let me set the scene.
Yeah, let's go, Burb.
Let me set the scene. Ready? You hear that? There's no response. There's only an echo. You know what that means? Someone's wearing a shirt out there. He's looking out for the real world. We're missing Matty Brolick. No, there's no Matty Brolick this season. Our Season 4 veteran powerhouse coach has left to take part in his dream of becoming the world champion part-time after going into the WWE. Yes, he's going to be the first natural bodybuilder in the WWE. He's going to be, he's going to hear Matty come out. You get the chance going, but unfortunately, he will not be coming back this season for the NPL. Next up, we have Cheese, the coach of the Suncones. A lot of people think that Merc is the only one that likes memes and dreams, but that's not all that we have in the NPL. I want to let people know that Fanfi is not a meme pick. Yes, look, it may be a little broken. Yes, I think it is a bit broken. It did make finals. I think Cheese should have been banned and suspect tested because of that. Unfortunately, he's not allowed back next this season. Disappointing. Cypher, unfortunately, with great success, there has to be a loser in Pokemon, and unfortunately, that was Cypher. It's a real shame to see that someone does go 0-12 in any league, but he decided not to come back. I think he told me he was going to go train with his man Chuck in the mountains, and really just feel the thrashing of a waterfall, just to really understand the pain and pleasure that comes from Pokemon. Next up, we have Bidoof, the coach of the Boston Bidoofs. He found he was an HM slave. He was sick of it. Sick of this life. He thought there's more to life than being a HM slave. So he went to the Move the Leader and is unfortunately taken on college and really going into some of the things in this world that I see as really forbidden and evil, or like not playing Pokemon 24/7, like
what a
playing
crime.
gay and maybe occasionally dabbling with women. Whew, the nerve of some people.
Maybe.
And last but not least, a lot of people think that NPL this season, first time ever having a man with big subscribers. No. You forgot about the OG Don himself, PokeRob, who even in his Twitter profile doesn't let his fans know that he has 1 million subs. Unfortunately, he never specifies what the decimal point is in that statement. I think it comes after the 100. No, he would have never lied to me. He's too kind and curious. He wouldn't lie to me like that, but he told me, he whispered in my ear, he said, "Birb, don't tell the analysts this, but I've got a big deal coming up with a big Twitch partner. So just don't tell him, but I'm leaving. But the guy that I'm going to get you in for said is my best man. And like, you may think he's as decent as me as Pokemon battling, but I've got you, friend. I've got you." And I was like, "All right, Rob, that's all right, man. That's under wraps. It's under wraps." But that's all that left. Unfortunately, because I really would like to get rid of some more people, like Jolt. I really just can't send gingers. I'm sorry, Jolt, but you have to go. But unfortunately,
He's just trying to get rid of more people now.
Yeah, I think now we've got to focus on the ends, because just like some people say, this was not goodbye. This is a new hello. Let's start deep. In order. Let's start in order. All right, I've got a list here. I want to slowly read out. This is in order from least amount of subscribers to the most amount of subscribers. First up, we have Joey, also known as PokeAMMD. Jay, my name. You've never heard of him?
No, I don't think so.
I have not heard of that guy.
You've never heard of him. It's okay. By the end of the season, you'll know who he is. He'll
make his name heard.
I think he has maybe 2 or 3 more subs than Gypsy King. That's all I know.
Oh, that's unfair.
So he's like 5.
So he has maybe 5 at the most. But we have Joey, PokeAMMD. Jay, my name is Joey. Manaphy, the captain. I run the Bronx Bear Dicks. Mate,
still the captain.
I wasn't drafted for the Cypher, and I think that's racism against black people.
I thought you didn't have internet.
We don't.
Well,
but we have a lot of bush though. But Joey, the goat of the PokeTubers, he won one of the most competitive leagues known to mankind, UCL Season 1. He is back with vengeance.
I don't know about that.
He's come. He's ready. He's prepared. And just like Batman, he has a great sidekick. That's Gator. Gator's a lovely man from Japan. I think he's a weeaboo because he must enjoy anime because he's from Japan.
I mean, of course.
I've heard
that's
that
racist.
No, it's not. Don't you dare lie to my face again.
Stereotypical.
You do realize that a weeaboo is someone that appreciates and tries to assimilate into Japanese culture.
Wow.
That would make sense.
He just dropped some knowledge on me.
Yeah. But
knowledge.
Yeah, Gator is really the Robin to Joey's Batman, and I've heard that Gator is here. I heard that Jolt was hunting him down. He asked Gypsy for some tracking knowledge and myself, and we really found that with Gators, they're a lot better than humans, because at least Gators try to kill you first, whereas humans, you never know when they can strike. So we tracked him throughout the Aussie bush, and then we realized we were really idiotic. We should have been looking through Japan. And then we found him. We found the chosen shrine. We found Gator. And then we realized Jolt really dedicates too much of his time to hunting down men. Jolt, please explain. But we found him, and he's going to coach the Tokyo Tyrannotars. And just like Godzilla ran rampant through Tokyo City, Gator's going to run too.
Ooh, that's promising.
That's promising. Next up, we have... Hey there, guys, it's Connie Hobo. Your friendly hobo.
The friendly hobo.
Sometimes in life, not all carny people can just stick around and punch trees all day. Sometimes they have to get a job. And unfortunately, the circus doesn't pay too well. They do crazy stuff in the circus. I've heard that Carney's last adventure was he was in a cage with a Pyroll, and the Pyroll nearly burnt him to death. He's also been known to be a part of the world's most loved series of Madagascar, featuring in the Afro Circus. He has also dealt with Popillos before, and really trying to. He knows he's one with the Pokemon. He doesn't say he's not the trainer of them. He is one with them. And I think when you come to a league like the NPL, where nicknames win you matches, that you need that type of work ethic. You need to spend 24 hours each week on the nicknames. And if you don't, you're going to lose every week. And I want every coach to know that you need nicknames. Next up, we have Merck, the coach of the San Francisco Reggie Giants. And I will struggle to say that name all season. But thank
You'll
goodness
eventually get it right.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, I heard that whoever was GPC champion got into the NPL. Unfortunately, he played Shardy.
Oh, well, that was a free win.
Yeah, Shardy's bad and lucky.
Yes, but yeah. Merck once told me, "Don't let your memes be dreams," and that really sticks with me because, well, I think when you get to drafting, I think if you're gonna draft, you should snipe the best player possible at every turn. And he tried to snipe that player. He should try to snipe Carney, but unfortunately, not everyone knows what Carney's going to draft. Even Merck couldn't even predict sniping a. Yeah, Merck couldn't even snipe a Plossel. But he's here. He won the championship against Shardy, and Shardy's going to write in the comments, "Birb, you're such a big dickhead," and I'm going to be like, "Thanks, man." And yeah, last up we have a nobody really, but he is a lizard, so we have to mention the lizard people. I've just got in my notes here, slob on the knob, but I'm not entirely sure what that means. I hope you can explain it to me. So we have...
it was a slob on the knob, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Mama Jolt likes corn, but Zaza just likes slobbing on that knob. But let me explain it for you, right? Let me set the scene, right? Let me set the scene for you guys, right? So me and Gypsy, right? We're just in our bush, right? Hunting some kangaroos, right? We're just having a good old laugh, right? And Gypsy, from this weird internet signal, that blue cable that comes into his techno gizmo, the screen lights up, and we see the message: "You have been hacked by the Lizard Squad." We really don't know what they're hacking because besides using Discord and Pokemon Showdown servers, us Aussies don't have very much internet. I'm not entirely sure how Bird's going to receive this memo to edit it, but look, we don't have much internet, and we just knew from that moment that we were going to have to live our lives in fear of the Lizard Squad. But he gave us a chance. He said, "You can join the Lizard Squad and win, or you can leave the Lizard Squad and lose." And we were like, "I don't know who this is." So, me and Gypsy, what we decided to do was we decided to grab on that blue cable and just follow it because it's only a two-way signal. And we went across the Atlantic, went across every bloody ocean that I can't remember what the bloody names are because I just see it as one bloody ocean. And we pulled up. We were in this cycling. Just in this cycle of, like, I don't know what to call it. I was like the Tour de France, but Americans. I think you guys call them motor scooters. And here's this Lizard Squad man on a motor scooter telling me that I've just been hacked and he's going to troll the living daylight out of me for the next 3 years. And I just me and Gypsy in disbelief. And he's like, good loss, get good scrap. I was like, whoa, who is this man? And he goes, "I am so good. I am number 4 on the NPL power rankings of top 90 players." Like, whoa. And Gypsy's like, "Never fear, I'll beat him." Yeah, but that's it. And that's.
Oh, really? That was an accurate. That was him totally. I could totally understand by the voice that was Zazo.
I know.
That impression was 10 out of 10.
But I think we should also mention the other coaches that are here and give them their stories because this is what we do.
Ooh, story time. I love story time.
All right, next up we have it's the self-titled autobiography by Trev CL. Trev is known for saying "wow" more times in a sentence than Pauline Hanson or Donald Trump. It's actually a surprise to many of us that Trev knows more than words with one syllable in it when he says his name. We often think that he only knows one syllable, being "wow." He's really quite intriguing, but he's a very good battler, I've been told. I've heard he's a very lucky and bad player. Mama Jolt had once told me that 2 min-roll bullet seeds costed him a championship. Oh, lucky and bad players all around. I reckon Shardy knows how that feels. Next up, we have my man Dallas. If those people don't know Dallas, you know what he does, right? He does a battle. You know what? Depends on how the battle goes, he makes someone a nice, clean logo. And you know, like how everyone like has that brand they look up to, like Nike, Adidas.
Yep,
no one knows how to bloody say it. It's like the San Francisco Reggie Giants. No one knows how to bloody say it. But yeah, Dallas Dallas, we just have a brand here. And I was like, when me and Gypsy walked to America and saw Zazo, you see it like lights everywhere. Dallas boy. Next up we have Thou. Thou is the Togavor. I really wish I knew more Shakespeare now to make this really funny. But
that would be great. But
how are thee honors?
I bite my thumb at you.
I bite my thumb in your general direction. That's what
that was a crossover of two memes.
Yeah.
It was a try.
Yeah. So
I mean, that was a good effort. That was a good effort, man.
Yeah, but Togue
Hamlet,
that
Shakespeare.
Togue is young Hamlet, and he told me that like he is here to. He told me that the Great Chain of Being told him that he's going to win this season. I think he's completely mad, but apart from that,
I think he could be correct.
Next up, we have Super Coming Razor. Like just like Gengar, we have another weeaboo, and these weeaboos are really starting to racking up in this NPL server.
They're taking over.
Oh,
they're taking over.
Weeaboo take over.
It's just like World War II for us Aussies. Me and Gypsy are getting invaded by Japan once again. No, me and Gypsy did not live through World War II. We're not that old. Gypsy lived through a lot of other stuff. He's a lot older than me. But yeah, Raze is going to be here with the Chicago Bewares. Next up, I'm going to hurry up and fly through these because we're running low on time. We're going to have the world's most impatient man, known as Aberforth. Aberforth once told me that he likes making sure that if you don't draft in 30 seconds, he's triggered. 30 seconds. If you can't think of a mon within 5 seconds, just skip you. If it takes you 10 seconds to type your mon, just skip. Sure, you wanted that Zerkatry Mega Blastoise as your will pick, mate, but you took 10 seconds. You're off. Next up, we have...
Too bad.
Yeah, too bad. Next up, we have my bush buddy, aka Gypsy. Hopefully, we'll be able to find the internet for the rest of the season. Verge stole our last blue cable, so I don't know how we're going to go. Can we still do land? Can we do land battles for the Pokemon Showdown? I think that's what we should do. To
Hopefully. Hopefully that still works.
Yeah, next up we have my boy Rizzy Pal. Rizzy Pal, and Rizzy he's here this season to prove everyone he's not going to go 0-8. He's going to go 0-9.
He's going to go 0-7.
No, he's going to go 0-9 because you want to break your records.
True.
True.
I agree.
Now I'm going to find. Now where's these other weeaboos? Who haven't I talked about? Ooh, we got my Joe. I didn't hear it, right? You all know what's 20.
You forgot the most important people ever.
Yeah, Joel. Cloud.
Do you guys know what the 20th of December means? Do you know what it means? You know what happened?
What does it mean?
It's when Danzler gave us our first meme 2,000 years ago. He went to a stable and had a meme. He literally said to this Virgin Mary, have a meme. And from ever on, people have been enlightened by meme culture. And that's what 25th of December is. And he told me he's going to send a meme to every person he knows in his friends list. That man does a service for all. He may not know what a Z-move is, but he knows what a good meme is. And that's what we need in this NPL server. More guys that know what good memes are. People saying all these subpar memes.
Good memes are important.
Memes are life, man.
I know, but they put subpar memes in the meme chat. It's just terrifying.
Thank God we have a meme chat.
Jeez.
Alright, you're getting a little bit too emotional, dude. Just distance yourself.
That's right. Next up, we have my boy Cloud. He's envious of Clouds because they get a peek in the girls' windows. But Papa Cloud, he once told me that being in a relationship is really hard at Christmas time. When I asked him why is that, he said it's really hard when you have to buy 5 girlfriends a different present each. You know what? You're right, son.
True.
Next up, we have the token minority only in the US. If it was in America, it'd be the token majority. That is our Ranger friend. John told me that he's sick of the inaccurate stereotypes portrayed in sort of movies. Yeah, he told me that he found Harry Potter really unrealistic because the ginger only had 2 friends and was picked on. That's really incorrect. Jolt said he went through years of bullying and only had 1 friend, being his pet snail. But those stereotypes that are portrayed in Harry Potter are really unrealistic, guys, alright? He said he's sick of being compared to bloody Ron Weasley, alright? Is that all? I think that's all.
You're missing
Sebastian.
top tier boy.
You mean
how could you miss? How could you miss the dude?
I mean,
The drunk man.
I don't miss the king of the sesh. See, but you guys don't know what the boys is. But the boys is like the most outrageous Aussie meme. What it means is you never dog the boys. You drink as much as you can. You inject as much as you can. You smoke as much as you can. And Seb does that. He's an Aussie hero. I think me and Gypsy are just like, me and Gypsy, Birb, and all these other Aussies, Aberforth, are just like, damn, that man knows what a sesh is, and he's gonna just like, I've heard that instead of lighting his nice and minty spliffs, he just breathes on them, and they just in the room. I heard that Seb once told me that if they invented smoking rooms for marijuana, he would vacuum clean them for him. I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I wouldn't even bring a vacuum cleaner with me, man." And I was like, "True." I think that's all for coaches because we want to keep it short. It probably only took about 30 minutes to go through all of them.
Yeah, thank you, Birb. That the backstories
That was expensive. That was
on
nice.
point.
Nice.
That was amazing.
That's beautiful.
So thank you for that. I don't know anyone else who could have done that.
Yeah.
You are
Beautiful.
You are the man.
All right.
Yeah. So Hera, I think you should tell our lovely fans at home, what's the analyst work going to be like for this season?
All right, so you already know that me, Birb, Blake, and Shadow will be doing the weekly podcast, along the other analysts as well. But we're going to be the main ones here, and then we also have Verd and Fallop who will be doing the weekly power rankings.
Nice.
So you guys also don't want to miss that because I feel for the guys because how are they supposed to rank this league like from 1 to 16? How are they going to do that? Because this league is like so competitive. How are they going to do that?
Crazy.
I think it's pretty easy when one person goes 12-0 to where you put him in first.
And
yeah,
go
that's
0-9, so it's just 16 for almost all the weeks.
So he's gonna be a staple at the bottom. So yeah, you look out. We gotta look out for that.
Gotta look out for the pal.
But yeah, guys, Red and Fallop, we're gonna be on the power rankings, and while we're at it, we might as well just give a special shout outs to all the people who you don't see on the screen, but I mean technically you do see on the screen. You see their creation on the screen. You just yeah, I mean they won't see our faces, but at least they have the pleasure of hearing our beautiful, soothing voices. So shout outs to Frieslander and of course Birb for the GFX artist. Shout outs to Remington Graphics for the intro, and then Sky Trainer Silver for the templates for the battles. It's all 10 out of 10. GFX, they are beautiful. They look so lovely. They're easy on the eye. I love it, especially the intro. The intro for this season of the NPL. Oh my god, that's something special. That is so tasty. I really like it.
I'm gonna say if the intro wasn't porno, I would cry at the end. It's just too beautiful.
It's too beautiful to be a porno, though. You can't make such a beautiful thing a porno. All right, we're getting a little bit off topic. I'd say.
Let's get back.
Let's get back to being professional analysts for this. This is my favorite. This is my favorite.
So Birb, you can start since you're first on the dot here.
All right. Let me give you a bit of back. I'm going to explain my power rankings. My ball predictions, because people are going to be like, "Oh my god, you just can't say that, and that's really hurt my feelings. Your opinion is wrong." Yeah.
Well, it's the internet, so grow a pair.
Exactly, dude.
I'm an Aussie. We've only had the internet for the last 3 hours.
Well, you'll get used to it.
Oh, thank goodness. I've been told to kill myself 10 times today. It's lovely.
Good start.
Yeah. So my first prediction is PokeAim MD, the coach of the Bronx Beartics, will finish with a negative record. I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh my god, you're hating me." And considering there's 180,000 PokeAim fans, I'm probably going to get attacked by about 170 of them. And the next day in the headlines will be young Aussie male found in bush being bashed to death by PokeAim MD subscribers. But
you're lucky that you live like in the middle of the ocean. You're lucky.
Yeah. But my main reason behind this is PokeAim is a phenomenal battler. He does SPL and he's done UCL, right? He's a phenomenal battler. We're not going to get into the semantics of how good he is a battler and all that. But for me, he's coming to the NPL, which is regarded as one of the most competitive leagues from a competitive standpoint. And I think for me, there's a few coaches that will bring surprise techs against him that really surprise him. And those coaches are people like Togavor, Gypsy, and Zazo. who are just three very, very solid players. And the difference between like those three players and aim is that those three players focus on league play 9 times out of 10 out of the year. You know, they do the occasional laddering session. But at the same time, there's a difference between laddering where you can see and adapt to see different teams. It's the same as SBL, like you can see different teams and all that. But when it comes to league play, anything is really viable. Like, remember the time that we saw a Mega Sizzle lose to a regular Sizzle because a natural gift fire. But you never would have thought of that. You know, it's just those crazy little TC...
Or Stunfisk works.
Oh, I say Stunfisk all the time in OU letters. Usage actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like at the top of the usage, right?
Yeah. But the next so I reckon AIM will probably finish negative. I reckon he will go 7-9, or potentially 6-6, whatever the I can mark up the number all the time. Was it 6?
8-8. 8-8.
Yeah, they're 12 games, so 5-7.
Yeah, 12
Best record
so
you can have.
5-7, or less than that, I reckon. My other poll prediction is that my boy from the bush, Gypsy King, versus the man, the cyberbully King Star himself, Zazo, will be the final. These two people, I think, for a lot of people, it's a dream match for me. They do play in the regular season, but I think for me that if this was to be the final, I think everyone would be happy to see it. Like, it's I think it's the two highest rated players from the NPL top 30 list, which confirms every player's battling ability and how good their skill set is in league play. But like I think those, like, number 4 v number 1 from that list, and that they're two phenomenal players, and in my eyes, that these are the two best players that I think we'll ever see in league play format. Like, for me, they're the Messi and Ronaldo of Pokemon. That I think those two players have the caliber each week, and if they perform consistently every single week, they will have the best chance of playing in the finals. Also, shout out to my man Toad, who will get knocked out in the semi-final, and whoever knocks him out will win the NPL. But that's all for my bowl predictions.
Okay, you are the man with the backstories, but yeah, definitely your bold predictions are pretty nice, man. I'm kind of, and I can totally see them happening, especially the first two. Totally see them happen. So shall we move on to, like, should I move on to mine, or should we just keep on going in order?
Keep going in order.
All right, so our fellow analyst, Frieslander, his first prediction is that Jolt will have the longest undefeated streak. Which I can see happening if he doesn't get, like, completely hacked out. Then I can see that happening, even though it's, like, going to be really hard because of the level of competition that we have right now.
And because Jolt's going to get hacked.
Yeah, we all know Jolt's going to get hacked. That's why it's called bold predictions, because you're supposed to say something like that's like bold.
Stupid, but could happen.
Yeah, that's maybe. Like really bold.
I agree.
Yeah, it all depends on how lucky and unlucky he will get, because he has a team, he has a skill,
can he do it?
And he just doesn't have the luck. So let's see, can he do it? He also believes that Merc will start off slow this season, but will eventually make it to playoffs. Which, if a player of Merc's caliber didn't make it to playoffs, that'd be kind of shocking, because Merc is like
good.
Merc, so he's yeah, I'd say he's good. I mean, you never know, because there's no bad player in the NPL. I mean, besides Riz, there's no bad player in the NPL, so I can see that happening. And he also believes that Tapu Fini will go at least -5 in terms of differential. That's pretty bold, because Tapu Fini has a pretty amazing defensive typing. It has okay offensive capabilities, and it's probably the worst Tapu.
But it's still pretty good overall.
Yeah, but it's still pretty good. Just the lack of reliable recovery. It would be nice to have it, but it doesn't have it. So, oh well, we'll see if that does happen indeed or not. All right, so we can move on to our another fellow analyst. Birb believes that Gypsy will lose at least twice. Well, I don't think he'll go undefeated like last season again, because if he does that again, then that man is just unreal, and we should ban him from the internet. I think we should just take away the blue cable from him so he can't connect with us anymore, because that would be just stupidly insane. That would just not be fair for the other people anyways. And then he also believes that Merc will finish with the best record out of the new coaches, out of the incoming coaches. That's a pretty bold prediction. I like that one. That's pretty spicy. That's all we're looking for right now. We're just looking for spicy stuff. All right. So I guess we can move into the the most important one, which are mine. I believe that Tapu Lele will finish with the most kills this season. And I believe this because Tapu Lele under Psychic Surge is, like,
a beast.
Stupid. It's borderline overpowered. Doesn't really have that many switch-ins. Like, you could count them by with your fingers that you have on one hand. You have like stuff like Bronzong and Jirachi and Metagross that and also like Psychic Surge, like not allowing priority moves. That's pretty cool because Scarf Set can just possibly like sweep like any team depending on the checks and counters that it has for it. And then I believe that Zazo will win the NPL after losing week 1. Obviously Zazo, as Birb said, he's a fantastic player. He's the leader of this Lizard Squad, so why wouldn't he be able to win the NPL? Am I right? Next up we have Fallup, and he believes that Tapu Koko will average 2 kills per game. Now, I currently have Tapu Koko in a league that I am in, and I gotta say that it's kinda underwhelming because it's basically a fast electric type. It does like what Raikou and Jolteon would do. Of course, they don't have the fairy coverage or the electric terrain, but still, I'm not the biggest fan of Tapu Koko. I'll admit it right now. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't know if you've had any experience with it.
So. I wouldn't really know, but you know, it seems good. Maybe not great for averaging 2 kills a game, but it's possible nonetheless.
Let's see if that happens. 'Cause if that happens, it all depends on. I'm not sure who drafted it. I think it was Razor.
Yeah, it was Razor.
It all depends on how he's going to use it. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, Razor.
Fallup also believes that every time Abe wins, it's due to setup. I'm pretty sure that's because Abe likes to run like a lot of setup.
Yeah.
Pretty sure like last time he run like Calm Mind Raikou a couple of times. He also ran like some other setup mons. So that's a pretty bold prediction.
But possible.
Yeah, it's like that's what we're going for. We don't want like stupid predictions like, oh, Rizzy Power is gonna win the championship. Rizzy's not gonna win.
Yeah, Rizzy.
But we still love him. We still love him. And then Fallup says that Trev will have no more than 4 mons from his next draft at the end of the season. And this happens because like last season Trev changed his team like drastically. Every week every different week he had like a new set of mons to work with, which is kind of insane to me because I was like looking at this. I would look at the squads and then next week I would look at it again and then he didn't have anything that he had last week and I was like, Jesus Christ, this man does a lot of trades. So yeah, it depends. I don't know how happy he is with his draft this season or how the matchups are going to treat him. But yeah, that can definitely happen. Trev, like, he has a habit of making a lot of trades and transitions, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Next up we have this dude called Moxie Infernape. I guess I'll let you.
So I said that my man Riz will make playoffs. Now that is bold. That is very bold because Riz, he's bad. JK, everyone loves Riz. You know, he's a bait. But actually Riz is pretty good. You know, he's got some good mounts like Mega Kane and Hoopa, and I believe that Riz has the power now. You know, he didn't get off to a great start last season, but he was able to get a couple wins in the end and at least just do okay. And I believe Riz will be able to build from that and make playoffs. Now for my next one, I said that Jolt will shockingly win at least one game due to getting lucky with hacks. Now, again, wild, crazy, but I believe Jolt will get a bit of a turn of luck. I know, rare, and it seems like it makes no sense, but I mean, if he wins one game, then from this, then he'll probably like lose 5 because of hacks. But like, that still fits for my thing.
Yeah, you'll still get that one. Like, you'll still get that bold prediction right at least.
And it's said for the last one that the team with the top seed will not make it to the finals. This one's ballsy, kind of weird, but I don't know if Gypsy or someone gets the top seed. I believe that someone in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs will be able to knock them out and get off a nice little upset victory. Not sure how possible that will be, but I think it's definitely very possible. As last season, Maddie, you know, he lost then in round 2 to choose. So yeah, very possible. So the next Shadow. So if one of you guys want to read that off, or if I should.
All right, yeah, let's give our boy Shadow some love.
Here,
he thinks that Jolt will lose 3 games due to hacks.
Cool.
I don't know if you saw last season, but yeah, I think he's gonna lose way more than 3 games due to hacks.
I mean,
hopefully he doesn't.
I mean, even last season,
it would be
not
nice.
all of his losses were because of hacks. I mean, like
just some important games.
Yeah, he lost 6 games overall. Lost to Carney, that wasn't hacks. Carney's played well. Lost to Toad because he didn't notice the air balloon. That's not hacks, per se.
But yeah, Joel was an unlucky man last season. It's like you said. Let's hope it doesn't. Let's just hope it doesn't carry on over to this season, because that would be nice. Shadow says that Gypsy will lose 2 games due to team matchup. I don't know if you hear Gypsy's like when he's commentating his games, he says that like the matchup isn't really like that big for him, because I don't know, he finds like a special way to like get around the matchup. I don't know how he does it, but like when I see that he has a terrible matchup and he comes out and still pulls out the W, yeah, oh yo, the power of the blue cable. Like last season he had a very like bad matchup against Jolt, and he prepped like a maniac and he came through and got the W. So so like Gypsy is like really good when it comes to prepping, so the losing 2 games to team matchup, again, we'll have to see how this season goes for him. Maybe last season he just got lucky 12 games and like 14 games in a row and we just never noticed it. Maybe. And the last bold prediction is that Danza will make playoffs. Now Danza's a pretty good, experienced league player. He won the GBA. He's been here for like a long time. He's got the knowledge.
He's been here for like,
yeah. Like, and just in league play in general, he's like he won the GBA, so he's like he has the experience, he has the knowledge.
he's pretty good.
He also has the team. Yeah, his team is also like pretty good, I'd say. So yeah, I believe that Danza can make playoffs.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something, Birb? Sorry,
I was gonna say he also won NPL season 2 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has championship under his belt. So yeah, him making playoffs is definitely something that I could see happening. So I guess that would conclude the bold predictions, and it leaves us with one thing to do. The most important question of them all. Who's going to be our NPL Season 6 champion? Who wants to go first?
I'll start it off.
Oh,
Right.
Blake,
Okay, I'll start off. I think my man, Jolt, will finally get his time to shine. He will not get hacks in the championship game, or like he might, but like he'll still win because he's. I think Jolt will pull through. He'll beat the lords that he needs to beat to get there and win, like Gypsy, Zazo, Toad. He'll beat those lords. Leave my man Jolty Pow. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, and he kind of deserves the championship at this point. Kind of deserves it. Birb, you wanna elaborate? Is it time? Is it story time with Birb again?
Of course, it's story time with Birb.
My favorite.
I know. So we already know Birb's bold prediction is it's going to be Gypsy v Zazo final, right? So we already know that it has to be one of those 2 men, right? It has to be one of those 2. Are you saying I'm going to be wrong? Are you saying my backstories are made up, Blake? Is that what I'm getting right now? Are you saying that?
No, I'm not, sir. I apologize sincerely, sir.
I don't know what made me more emotional. The fact that MPL don't have the dankers to me when Danza doesn't post them, or the fact that Blake just said my stories could be made up.
Birb will jump out of that bush faster than you ever seen anyone jump out of a bush and attack you.
No. Mate, I'll pull out from that bush quicker than a man that just realized that a chick's on a period. That's how fast I pull
That's hard.
That's
pretty fast.
All right, so I'm gonna say that for me, this is gonna be Zazo's championship, and this is going to be his time to shine and prove once and for all that he's not a 12-year-old cyber bully that he is.
I mean, he still could be and then win. To be fair.
Yeah, I know. So but I really think that Zazo, and because everyone knows what the drafts are now because they've all been up and all that. But Zazo's draft is incredibly good. I think that I didn't know what he was going to draft before this bold prediction was made. This bold prediction was made before conferences and everything else was released, so it was very bold. But for me, Zazo is the type of player that I think a lot of people will sleep on him because he does come off as a very egotistical, cocky player, but he's one of the few players that does it but can actually back up his skill set, and that he's a phenomenal player. Like he just won the CPC, which had a majority of the NPL guys. And look, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, but this NPL guys didn't take CPC as serious as Zazo did," and all that other nonsense. But for me, it's an indication of skill. And like, for example, he went, I think, 11-1 or something like that. Like he only had one loss the whole season, and that was to Chimpact. And Chimpact, beat him. And it's a very controversial game, so we're not going to dwell. But for me, what makes Zazo such a phenomenal player is he just beat Shardy, Shardy is one of the top 5 best draft league players around, in a game that his matchup was so poor in, and beat him twice. It was a best of 3, which is a lot more of a complex format, and he won. Yes, he might have taken more time than Shardy and things like that, but he did win. He has beaten Maddie recently in the past. He's beaten, a majority. He beat Jolt. He beat a majority of the NPL guys. I think for me as well, the thing about that makes Zazo so much scarier as well is that when he beats a tryhard, he is the scariest player to face in any tier. And I think he has the tools this season really to get to win. The other thing that as well is he seems to be one of the few players that can keep a level head throughout the whole match. That's really crucial in any game because if he gets taxed right, like let's say he gets critted, he still plays out with his logical thought process, and sees win cons at any point, and really just knows how to surprise his opponent by keeping things in the back and really relies on that scouting method, which I think is just crucial. I really think it's the attitude of a champion.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And my bold prediction, I also said that I thought Zazo was going to win the NPL for all the reasons that you said. Of course, I just can't build on what you said. It's so perfect. You expressed everything that was in my head. You understand me like no one.
Okay, beautiful. Wait till you say what I got for Christmas.
Can't wait for that. But yeah, I definitely agree that Zazo is going to take this one. He's just that type of player. Like you said, he might get hacked, but he doesn't go on and play on tilt. He keeps himself focused. And like you said, if people don't know him, they would think that he's very arrogant, full of himself. But one, he has the skill to back that up, and two, it's all for good fun. At the end of the day,
it's all fun and games.
It's all fun and games. Nobody really takes it serious. But yeah, he does have the skill to back it up. He has the team to back it up. He preps like no one. He focuses a lot on his match. He does a lot of calcs. He concentrates on the match. Doesn't let anything else bother him. So yeah, I think Zazo will be our Season 6 champion for sure, even with all this godlike competition. And I'm just excited for the season to get underway, man. I just want to see how people are gonna do. If we're gonna be any upset, people maybe some that we expect to do great, they're just not going to perform. Someone that we are not valuing that high, and they just come in like some gypsy king and come in and take the league by storm. So I'm just excited for that, man. And I'm pretty sure all of you guys.
Rizzy Powers at Hill Season 6 champion. No one saw it coming. Not even.
That'd be wild.
I mean, if you look at his draft, you could possibly see it coming. Possibly.
His nigga came.
And Hoopa and Necrozma and yeah, all the links to the coaches are probably down in the description. They put up draft analysis, so they're so much better at explaining their thought process than we could ever be. So go ahead and check them out while they're at it. Go ahead and follow the NPL Twitter on Twitter as well. Follow, our links will probably be down in the description too. So if you want to see where all this knowledge comes from, then you can go head on over to our channel because we're worth it. And we also need the YouTube money. That's the main part. That's the main part. We're in this for that exclusively. So yeah, the support would be greatly appreciated. Leave a like. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. And guess we can wrap it up. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say.
This one is dedicated to my friend Matty Brolick. May he
We should get him to join one of these weeks. Get that ooh that we've been missing so much.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be pretty lit.
I don't think Vince McMahon will let him come. Let's just this is our tribute to him, all right?
We should ask him to wear NPL shirts when he's entering the ring, so we can free advertising. That would be a good idea.
Then tear it off.
Have the NPL intro play while he's going down. That would be pretty lit.
Just imagine Matty Brolick going in just tight, short NPL shorts where the logo is, where in between the thighs, shirtless, coming down.
Oh my god!
coming down the travelator, you see the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, and you see the MPL intro come, and he walks in the ring, and you just hear the mic, and he goes, "Are you ready?" Woo woo.
That was a pretty good ooh. We need to get our ooh game on point for next time.
Yeah. But I have been Moxie and Fernie.
And you've been awesome. And we're probably gonna head out because we don't want to bore you guys to death. Even though you can't be bored with all this amazing content that we just put out, all the backstories. Birb is story time with Birb. You should make that something.
But yeah, this was pretty long. This is almost an hour. That's cray.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up. We won't say anything else. So thank you guys so much for watching. Show your support, and I'll see you all next week possibly. So yeah, goodbye.
Bye.
See you guys.